This lesson is mostly in side lying. A scan and most rests are back lying. If using a wireless device, option 1 is to reposition it from side to side when you turn. Option 2 is to slide it when you change sides. Immobile screens, however, require pivoting around, such as a monitor. When you're lying on your back, remove the towel so your head's on the ground. Or you can use your arm and not towels.
Please lie on your back. Take a while to observe your contact with the floor. Begin with your right shoulder. Feel how flat the right shoulder blade is on the floor, or how lifted it is away from the floor. And feel the position of your right arm relative to your chest, relative to your pelvis and legs. How long does the arm feel? How close is your right shoulder to the right ear, the right side of your neck? Now, how does it feel on the left side? How is the left shoulder blade making contact with the floor? Is it flatter on the floor than the right? Is it lifted higher? Is your left shoulder nearer to the left ear or farther from the left ear compared to the right side? Sense how long the left arm is, its position relative to your chest, to the pelvis, to the legs. Does one arm, one shoulder, lie on the floor more comfortably compared to the other? And feel how your head is resting on the floor. Feel the sense of your cervical spine, the vertebrae of your neck, the vertebrae of your middle back, the lower back. Sense how your pelvis rests on the floor. Sense where the right hip joint is, and from the right hip joint down to the right foot, how does the right leg lie on the floor? Sense your left leg from the left hip joint down to the left foot. Does one leg seem longer than the other one? Closer to the floor? Heavier or lighter? Now slowly turn to your left side. Lie with your legs drawn up comfortably. Lean your head on your left arm. Put your right hand on the floor and experiment with a comfortable position for your right hand, checking whether it should be a little higher or a little lower, a little further forward or a little closer to your chest. And then stay with your right arm like that, leaning on your right palm. And begin to slowly move your right shoulder a little forward, very, very slowly, and then back to the middle. Repeat this movement many times. You don't need to move the shoulder far forward, but only the amount that's practically effortless. It might be a very, very small movement to begin with. And check as you move the shoulder forward and back to the middle, does it go in a straight line forward, or is the course at all irregular, zigzagging at all, up or down? Try to go even slower, make an even smaller movement, and see if you can produce a movement that has a simpler direction to it. And you'll probably sense that the movement coming back to the middle is smoother than the movement forward. Is the rate of the movement even all the time, or does the shoulder tend to skip or jump at any point? Stay in the middle a while. Observe your breathing. And your breathing here is like a resting breathing pattern. Find out whether it's possible to maintain this restful quality of breathing even as you move. Now begin to take your right shoulder a little bit back and then to the middle. And observe whether you can take the shoulder really straight back a little and then to the middle again. Repeat that many times, very slowly, moving only as far back as you can do it smoothly, with practically no effort. Is it going in really a straight line, or is it zigzagging? Make small and easy movements, only to the back and then to the middle. The middle, where your normal resting position is for the shoulder. Now stay in the middle, and from the middle, move the shoulder a little bit back, and then to the middle, and then a little forward, and then to the middle. Do very, very easy movements, trying to maintain that restful quality of your breathing. And notice, is it easier to move back or forward? Do it very, very lightly. Think about the shoulder blade and think about your ribs, and can you feel the shoulder blade does a sliding movement back along the ribs and then forward along the ribs. Try to locate where your spine is in the back, and can you sense that the shoulder blade moves closer to the spine when you take the shoulder back and away from the spine when you move the shoulder forward. And come back to the middle. Turn onto your back and rest a while. And notice, is there a difference in sensation in the right shoulder and the right arm compared to the left side? Turn to your left side again and lie as you were lying before. This time, begin to move your right shoulder in an upward direction, more or less in the direction of your right ear, and then back down to the middle again. Do this as slowly as possible. Make a very small, easy movement. And notice the smoothness of the movement and the direction of the movement. Don't be at all concerned with how far you take the shoulder. Do much less than you're capable of doing. But within this small movement, notice, is the shoulder going in a truly straight path upward? Or does it veer back or forward at any point? And as you move the shoulder up and then back down to the middle, notice, is the rate of the movement really uniform? Or are there any places along the way where you slow down, speed up, or jump? Try to make it more and more even. pause a while in the middle. Observe your breathing. And breathing in a very simple, restful way. Start to move your right shoulder down a bit and then to the middle. But only move your right shoulder down as much as your breathing is practically unaffected, and where there's no strain anywhere in the neck or the shoulder or anywhere else. Go down more or less in the direction of the right hip, and then back up again to the middle. Observe the directionality, the timing. Do a small enough movement that you can begin to make it smoother, simpler in the direction down and then to the middle. Easier. Keep thinking of the breathing. Make the breathing very soft and easy. The movement could be as small as a few millimeters. And once you come back to the middle, move the shoulder up toward the right ear, and then back down to the middle, and then down toward the right hip, and back up to the middle, and compare which direction is easier, the upward or the downward direction. There should be no sensation of any stretching or any strain. It should be well within the range of movement that's easy. And leave it and rest on your back. Observe any differences you can notice between your right side and the left side. Not only in the shoulders, but also between the right side of your neck and the left side, the right side of your face and the left side, your breathing on the right side compared to the left, your legs. Because when we do movements in any one part of the body, it's affecting everything. Slowly turn to your right side. Draw your legs up, lean your head on your right arm or on a pillow or fold the towels. Put your left hand where it's comfortable on the floor and begin to slide your left shoulder a little forward and then come back to the middle. And do this many times. The shoulder blade literally slides along the ribs. Can you feel that movement in your back? Is it easier or less easy to move this shoulder than you felt on the other side? If it's more difficult, then reduce the size of the movement and the speed even more. Can you feel it when you move your shoulder? It not only involves the shoulder, but there's probably a slight movement in the neck and head, movement in the ribs that help the shoulder as it comes forward, movements in the left elbow and the wrist. And come back to the middle. Pause, check your breathing, and begin to move your left shoulder back and then to the middle, letting your breath be very, very free. Feel how effortlessly can you move your left shoulder back and then to the middle again. Repeat this movement many times. Feel the sliding of your left shoulder blade along the ribs. And can you feel the inside border of your left shoulder blade comes closer to the spine as you go back? And then when you come to the middle, it goes away from the spine. Pause in the middle, and now alternate between taking the left shoulder forward and back to the middle, and then back and to the middle. And as you do this, is the movement in a straight line, forward and back? By making it smaller, by making it slower, can you make the movement smoother, straighter, more even, less effort? Allow your breathing to cooperate by being very soft with your breathing. The ribs become more supple, and that helps the movement of the shoulder. Reduce any effort you feel in the muscles of your neck and your head, and that also allows the shoulder to move easier. Is the position of your left hand the most efficient position for moving your left shoulder forward and back? And rest on your back. Come again to lie on your right side. Lie as before with the legs bent. Lean your head on your right arm, put your left hand standing a little bit in front of you. And now move your left shoulder upward in the direction of your left ear, and then back down to the middle again. Only go as far as it's very easy. Notice, do you push it all with your left hand? Or can you let the left hand and the left elbow remain utterly passive? Can you do it so that the shoulder is the only thing that's working and the arm is pulled a little bit by the shoulder? Now from the middle, move your left shoulder down toward the left hip. Very, very gently. Go only as far as it's easy for your neck, easy for the shoulder. The tendency is for the ribs on the left side to come a little closer together as your left shoulder comes down. Is the path of the movement straight or irregular at all? Now, take your shoulder back to the middle, and then upward toward your left ear, down to the middle again, and then down toward the hip again, and back to the middle, alternating. And as you take your shoulder up and down, notice, is it moving in a really straight line? And by making an even smaller movement, can you make the line of the movement straighter and smoother? Notice how you're breathing as you're doing it. Are you coordinating when you inhale and when you exhale relative to when the shoulder is either up or down? Find the easiest way to do it. You might find it's easier to move the shoulder upward as you breathe in and downward as you breathe out. Now leave the movement, rest on your back, and compare the sensation on your right side and on your left side. Is it more equal than when you checked before? please lie on your left side. Bend your knees, lean your head on your left arm. Put your right hand standing, as we've been doing. Now, move your right shoulder forward and then back to the middle, as we did before. Very, very gently. And then again, move your right shoulder forward, a small amount, but this time leave your right shoulder in the forward position. Stay there with it forward. Is it a position where you can breathe comfortably? There should be no strain. Now from this position, begin to lead your right shoulder in an arc upward in the direction of your right ear. Go very, very slowly. Then when you reach the uppermost part of the movement, pause, and then slide your right shoulder down, but only to the middle position. So you go straight down to where you started from. Stay there a moment, and then move your right shoulder straight forward, making a straight line forward, and then move it in an arc that will be a quarter of a circle upward in the direction of your right ear, and then move it straight down, but only to the middle position, not beyond. And repeat this many times. It's like a quarter of a pie. Around, up toward the ear, down to the middle, and straight forward to the forward position, and then up in an arc. Do this many times, very, very slowly, until you can visualize the movement and sense the movement as being very accurate, representing the shape of a quarter of a pie. Make the movement small enough and slow enough that you can make the shape more and more precise. It doesn't matter how big a pie it is. Reduce the effort in your breathing. Just because you're concentrating on moving your shoulder, there's no need to hold your breath or alter your breathing from a resting breathing pattern. And if there's any point in the movement where it gets jerky or speeds up, then take a little more care there to slow it down so you can move the shoulder more accurately. Now stay in the middle, and from the middle position, take your shoulder back in a straight line, only as far as it's really easy. Take the shoulder back and stay there, and from there, move the shoulder in an upward arc toward your right ear again. Pause when the shoulder is high, and then move the shoulder down slowly, only to the middle position, not down toward the hip. Then take it back in a straight line, around in an arc toward your right ear, down to the middle, and then back again, making the movement more and more even. Now doing another quarter of the pie. And let's reverse the direction from the middle position. Pause. Take the shoulder up toward your right ear, back in an arc, and then forward to the middle. And then again up toward the ear, back in an arc, forward to the middle, and repeat the movement, reducing any unnecessary effort in your breathing, in your arm, in your facial muscles. Find the middle, stay in the middle, pause a while, and now from the middle, take your shoulder forward again, stay with your shoulder forward, and from this forward position, go in an arc downward this time toward your right hip, then back up to the middle, and then forward again, and down in an arc toward your right hip, back up to the middle, and forward again, making as smooth a line as you can, the circular part very round, the straight parts very straight. And let's reverse the direction. When you come back to the middle, take the shoulder down first towards your right hip, up in an arc to the middle, back to the middle, down in a line toward the right hip, forward and up in an arc, and back to the middle. Do this very, very slowly and gently. This is the third slice of the pie. Now let's continue and do the last slice of pie. Stay in the middle. From the middle, go back. Pause when you go back, and then go down in an arc toward the right hip, back up to the middle in a straight line, back in a straight line, down in an arc toward the right hip, up to the middle, and from the middle, go down toward the right hip, reversing the direction, go back in an arc, forward in a straight line to the middle, down toward the right hip, back in an arc, forward to the middle. And just pause a moment there. We've completed all 4 slices of the pie. And now begin to connect the 4 points, taking it forward, and then go up towards your right ear, back in an arc, continue going down toward the right hip, coming forward, up towards your ear, and move your shoulder in a full, smooth, easy circle, going round and round. If at any point in the movement it's uneven, slow it down, make it smaller, finer, making the most even, simple, circular movement you can. Now reverse the direction, take your right shoulder forward, and then down in an arc toward the right hip, back and up toward the right ear, come round and round with the right shoulder, reducing the effort in your breathing, feeling the ribs also coming forward and back and up and down. Your head will be tending to roll slightly forward and back. Your whole body is making a small movement as you do this movement of your shoulder. And now leave it, rest on your back, and compare the sensation on your right side compared to your left side. Please lie on your right side. Put your left hand standing. Think of these 4 slices of the pizza. And slowly move your left shoulder up towards your left ear. Come forward with the left shoulder in an arc, and then back to the middle. And then from the middle, just visualize the movement, outlining that quarter. Now take your left shoulder forward, and then move it down in an arc toward your left hip, and then straight up to the middle. And now just imagine that quarter of the circle. Imagine it as if you were really moving the shoulder. Now move your left shoulder back, and then down in an arc toward the left hip, back up to the middle, and just imagine doing it again with your shoulder. Imagine doing it really, but you only think of the movement, think of the sensations. Now move your left shoulder up towards your left ear, back in an arc, straight forward to the middle, and imagine continuing that movement, taking the shoulder up, back in an arc, and forward to the middle. Imagine that quarter of the pie. Now imagine moving your left shoulder in a smooth, round circle. Forward, up to your left ear, back, down to the left hip, forward again. Think of moving your left shoulder round and round. Think of reversing the direction, taking your shoulder up towards your ear, back, down to the hip, forward, round and round. Lie on your back and observe your sensations, and take your time getting up when you're ready.